Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to do a simple soup breakdown.
Once again. Once again.
So the simple soup that Simon had made, if you haven't seen it yet, click right here to see that soup. It only consists of very few things. So you've got your basic chicken stock that we've already gone over. You've got datsong, leek or large spring onion, right? And then you've got your salt, and then you've got your jangnyo, which is your soy sauce. And that's pretty much it. Your salt can also be, you can also, instead of salt, you can use the chicken stock that, say, some sort of chicken stock that, or the dry chicken bouillon that Simon, for example, uses from Yoki. Yoki's a fairly good brand. They're very reputable. They're generally free of preservatives and free of things you don't want to be eating. So let's get right into this. All right, so the first thing obviously is the stock, right? We've already gone over that, but I'll just review it quickly again every now and then so that people remember. So our soup stock is a basis of mineral water, right? Of chicken, of leek, and of ginger. So those four things constitute our soup stock. It's going to be rather warming. Chicken and ginger and leek are all warming. It's going to promote the movement of qi in the body, promote the movement of qi in the digestion, and strengthen the functioning of the spleen and stomach. It'll also help to strengthen the kidneys because you'll be slowly cooking this to bring out the mineral content of the bone marrow in the chicken carcass. So this is going to be something that strengthens and moves qi and blood in the body, strengthens the flesh of the body and the stomach and spleen and stomach, and strengthens the kidneys. So therefore it will help things like painful joints associated with muscle deterioration and things like that. So another ingredient here is the soya, or the soy sauce. Soya is salty and sometimes sweet. The soya that Simon used is a light soy sauce as opposed to a dark soy sauce. So dark soy sauces are normally marked dark. Sometimes light are marked light, but oftentimes they're not. Light soy sauces are quite salty. They're not so sweet. The saltiness tends to move the soy sauce into the channels of the kidneys. The beans, which the soy sauce is made from, have a propensity to move into the spleen and the stomach channel along with the kidneys. They tend to be on the sweeter side. If you guys have had edamame, it has a more sweet taste. That's soybean. So that'll move things into the spleen and the stomach channel. Salty flavors move qi inwards and downwards. So this will push the soya into the kidney channel and push the nutrients from the food into the kidney channel to help support the kidneys. Soy sauce, due to the salty flavor, tends to be more yin nourishing and cooling. So remember, salt helps to nourish dryness. And in this case, soy sauce is historically used in Asia to treat burns, so it helps to clear heat from the body. The soybeans that are used. So soybeans generally enter the spleen and the stomach channel. Now, traditionally, soybeans are also used to reinforce, obviously, the spleen and the stomach, and particularly the spleen, as they also help to clear dampness in the body and resolve toxicity from various things such as drugs that may be toxic. That could also be herbal formulas and whatnot, but also it could be something like a food toxicity. Now, when you ferment them, one of the things with fermentation is that fermentation is a rather dampening process, so it removes the ability of the soy sauce to really deal with damp conditions. But, so while giving up that, you gain the ability with fermentation to help harmonize the spleen and the stomach more and in a more strong way. So because fermented things are much better for the gut and the gut flora. So that fermentation helps to strengthen that. So soy sauce helps to reinforce the stomach, and it also helps to aid in digestion. It also harmonizes things in the middle jiao. So the middle jiao, so the body in Chinese medicine is broken up into these spaces. From between the nipples up, this is the upper jiao. From here down to the belly button is the middle jiao. So any of the organs sitting in that area, oftentimes associated with digestion, they generally are harmonized. A lot of times you can have disharmony in those organs, which causes digestive issues. Adding soy sauce to certain things and in certain foods helps to kind of harmonize those things, such as liver invading stomach, for those of you who are familiar with Chinese medicine, or a spleen-stomach disharmony causing nausea and lack of appetite. Soy sauce can harmonize the middle jiao. Another ingredient is da zong, or the leek, right? So leeks, again, to remind people, are a member of the allium family. So that includes things like garlic, onion, spring onion. You know, this is also called spring onion, or scallions, or chives. All these things are part of the allium family. So allium family plants tend to diffuse lung qi. They tend to be rather warming. Leek is on the more mild side, right? So we're using this, we're chopping it up very finely. Leeks are considered to be pungent and sometimes spicy, although the larger leeks are not so spicy or pungent compared to smaller allium family plants. Leek is generally considered a warming food, and it has a propensity for the lung and the stomach channels. Whereas certain members of the allium family move qi very strongly. Garlic will do that. Onion will do that, as it moves qi and fluids. You know, it can make you cry as you're chopping it, or garlic can really make, create a lot of heat on the skin, even burn it. Leek itself is on the more mild side. It still invigorates qi and blood and helps to diffuse lung qi and move things to the exterior. It can still help to induce sweating. It can still break up blood stasis. All of these things are things that leek can do. It just has a more mild effect when doing them. Remember, when any of these allium plants are opening the pores and inducing sweating, they're helping the body to clear exogenous invasions of pathogens that have come into the surface. So they will move and clear things on the surface of the skin. That can also include bruising, but it can also include things like wind cold invasions for people who are familiar with Chinese medicine. All right, the final ingredient is the salt, the sea salt, or in this case, Simon also used the Yoki dried chicken stock. So salt is obviously salty. It moves into the channels of the kidneys and the urinary bladder. It also happens to move into the stomach, the spleen, and the large intestine channel. It's generally cooling in nature. It tends to moisten dryness in the body. It also helps to soften hardness or hardenings in the body. So foods that are salty in nature, not excessively salty, but mildly salty within healthy parameters that have sea salt, tend to soften lumps, tumors, phlegm that have hardened in the body. So for example, traditionally things like kombu, kelp seaweed, have been used to wrap over the chest for certain types of lumps in the chest, certain types of tumors, and phlegm stasis. Sea salt also helps to reinforce the kidneys and harmonize the middle jiao. So with all these ingredients in the soup today, we're looking at overall strengthening the digestive system, harmonizing the spleen stomach, promoting digestion, promoting stomach motility, digestive motility through the intestines. We're also looking at strengthening the kidneys and helping to move and invigorate qi and blood mildly in the body. All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. If you haven't seen the simple soup recipe, click here to see Simon teaching the simple soup recipe. Very, very simple, very, very healthy for you. Really great for the fall, really great for any season, really something quick to make, very nourishing. All right, guys, we'll see you next time right here on Walk Drop.